Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting and educational career guidance interview. My name is Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana, and I'll be your host on behalf of the Dr Sikhosana Foundation. If it's your first time joining us, welcome to the family. And if you need any career guidance, assistance with applying to tertiary institutions or even bursaries, you are at the right place. Be sure to contact us via email, which is leratasakhilifoundation@gmail.com, or via our social media platforms, which I will leave at the end of this interview. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce today's guest speaker who has recently submitted her PhD thesis at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. She received a scholarship for her undergraduate studies and has also received numerous awards in her postgraduate studies. She is passionate about empowering the youth through education, and we are fortunate enough to have her here with us to tell us all that we need to know about the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics. And to top things up, she will also be telling us about astronomy. So please help me welcome Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana. Good afternoon, Sinenhlanhla.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for availing yourself. We know that you have a very busy schedule, so thank you for availing yourself today. So can you just please tell us a bit about yourself and the name of the course that you'll be talking to us about this afternoon?
Okay, as introduced, I'm Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana, and I'm currently transitioning between PhD and postdoc. I'm based at UKZN. So the degree that I started off studying was a BSc in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics. But my main focus was actually to pursue a postdoc career in astronomy. But back then, UKZN didn't actually have a major in astronomy. But since 2015, they actually have a BSc major in astronomy as well. So that's basically me and yeah, my majors.
Oh, thank you so much. And as you mentioned to us that you'll be talking about the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics as well as astronomy. Can you just please share with us what this course is about?
Okay, so basically, applied mathematics entails like basically, as the name says, applying mathematics into different or various scenarios. So like your calculus, your differential equations, applying mathematics to physics and other subjects and so on. And then pure physics was basically studying the core. So whether it's like electromagnetics, quantum mechanics and so on. So like the pure physics, like so more of the equations and not of the applied side. And then I guess astronomy, the reason I actually did applied maths and pure physics is because astronomy is actually a bit of both. And so you actually use a lot of mathematics to model stuff, but you also need like a physics understanding on how, so for example, physical processes that take place in the universe.
Oh, wow. So can you also highlight for us the subjects that are actually required to study this course? For someone who has just completed their matric, what are the subjects required to study this course?
Okay, so the subjects, of course, one has to have mathematics, and that's pure mathematics, and then it's physics. And then I guess any other science course, like whether it's life science or geography. And what is also commended is if your school offers it IT, information technology, because in this field, like if you're looking into like going to a similar path such as astronomy, we also do quite a lot of programming. So like programming skills are quite useful as well.
Oh wow! And for our viewers, actually, our viewers should know that by now that I always say that having subjects required to study any course is not as important as the points required. So, can you just please share with us the points, or rather the APS points required to be enrolled for this course?
Okay, so for the BSc, so before I get to the points, I know like they usually have the UKZN prospectus or the CAO form. So like if you look through those forms, you're not gonna find like a BSc in applied mathematics or pure physics. What you'll find is a BSc mathematics stream. So there's a life science stream for those who want to do biology and so on. And then there's an M stream, which is a mathematics stream. So that is what you actually apply for when you're applying like at your CAO or like directly to UKZN. And so the points required for the M stream is a minimum of 30 points, and they require a level 5 in maths, and then a level 4 in physics. Basically, the other subjects like physics, life science, and life orientation as well requires a level 4. And so 30 points with level 5 mathematics and level 4 in either science subject and life orientation.
Oh, okay. And for someone who is passionate about mathematics, pure physics, and astronomy, what does and does not meet the minimum requirements? Are there other alternatives to actually studying this course?
Yes, so definitely at UKZN, there's also a BSc augmented program. So the augmented program, unlike the actual like the BSc program that you can go into, which is 3 years, the augmented program is 4 years, but actually requires a minimum of 26 points. And so there your can be level 4, and the other science subjects at LO level 3. But however, they was close, which I think is still there, that the majority of the people that are accepted for the augmented program are actually those that come from lower quintile ranking schools. So there is also the alternative of entering through the augmented program.
Oh, okay. And what is the actual duration of this course, which is the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics, as well as astronomy?
Okay, so the BSc itself, if you directly go through the BSc, it's 3 years. So after 3 years, you get your degree. If you go through the augmented program, then that is a duration of 4 years. However, if your focus, or like me, if you want to actually be an astronomer or take up astronomy as a career, it's usually the case that you will have to go on for postgrad studies, which is then where you have your 1 year of honors, and then minimum of 2 years of masters and 3 years of PhD. So after your doctor, PhD studies, yes. So that's when you can actually do your standalone research and in the field of astronomy.
Oh, okay. So I know that you're enrolled at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. Can you also share with us other institutions that actually offer this course?
Okay, so I think for applied mathematics and pure physics, actually all universities would have that. But major universities I know that actually also have an astronomy focus would be the University of Cape Town, and there's the University of the Western Cape as well. And Wits University as well also has an astronomy department there as well. And I guess it's still starting off, but University of Pretoria also has astronomy departments as well.
Oh, wow, very well said. And one of the things that I always highlight when hosting these career guidance interviews is that doing your research on any course that you're considering is very important because it actually reduces your chances of, let's say, being qualified but unemployed. So, as someone who qualified to do Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics as well as astronomy, can you just please tell us more about the employability of your course?
Okay, so the great thing, I guess, about the course is that, I mean, mathematics in South Africa is a scarce skill, like science in general is a scarce skill. And so the beauty of astronomy, or like even applied mathematics and pure physics, is that you can actually go into very different industries. So it's not that like, for example, you have to stick to the path that I chose and be like an academic and a researcher, so based at a university. That is also an option, but it's not the only option. So for example, the skills we acquire are like data analysis skills that are very much needed in many industry. So you find that like some of the people that were in the course end up like working in banking institutions, in finance institutions. Basically, others even work at like statistical companies, like because you work with like large data and you're able to manipulate and study that. So you can do that as well. And of course, as I mentioned, we also do a lot of programming. So some of the colleagues that were with me in the BSc journey actually now work for like gaming companies and like online companies as well. So the skills you acquire actually open a lot of doors for you. But of course, you can also just stick to like being an academic and a researcher. And also you can also work like, so for example, at science centers, like and be someone who actually shares information or works with high school students with a lot of outreach initiatives within the science centers.
Oh, wow, very well said. And as people, we have many choices to choose from, especially when it comes to choosing career paths. And one of your advantages is that your points allowed you to study any course that you wanted to study. So, can you just tell us why, out of all the courses that you would have done, why specifically the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics as well as astronomy?
Okay, so I guess for me, I really loved mathematics in high school and also physics. And so I think it was in my matric year where we attended like a career week. It was at UKZN. And then they told us like about how you can study astronomy, like the different fields within astronomy, like astrophysics and cosmology, like the study of the universe. And I was just fascinated. I'm like, wow, you can actually study this in South Africa. So that's where like, that's what sparked the interest. And like the best part of like the BSc was like a combination of my most favorite subjects. So that was really amazing. And I guess what also enabled me, because I mean, we cannot dispute the fact that like family also has a lot of influence on what you do. So I guess for me, what I was fortunate enough is that I actually received a scholarship within the first year. And so that's when I was actually had the financial freedom to actually pursue a career that I really loved instead of like having to settle for like other opinions of what I could have done as well.
Oh wow. And I'm sure that like any other journey has challenges. You also faced some. So can you please share with us some of those challenges that you encountered in your journey, but more especially those that you encountered with while studying your Bachelor of Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics as well as astronomy, and how did you actually overcome them?
Okay, I guess the major challenge for me is that like mathematics and I guess physics as well is usually just frowned upon. So like whenever at university I tell people that I'm doing a BSc in applied mathematics and physics, they'll be like, what? And like to make matters worse is that like even when you attend lectures, I remember my first year lecture, the lecturer came in, this was mathematics, and he was like, look at the people around you. By second semester, half of those people will be gone. And as terrifying as it was actually true. By the second semester, like most people had actually dropped off or went to do other degrees. So I guess for me, the challenge was actually that even in class, there were very few females that are actually within the science, like the physics especially. And so I remember in my second year physics class, I was like the only female in like one of the modules. So like to overcome the thought that do I actually belong here? Like, am I able to actually make it through and graduate with this degree? But like, I guess what made me overcome is I had a mentor who like was very positive and like always mentioned how I am actually capable and am actually suited for this career path. So like that sounding voice was very helpful in me actually pursuing and pushing even harder to ensure that I obtained the degree in record time and like with good results as well. So I guess that's how I overcame that challenge.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That was so inspiring. And, just to top off our interview for a learner that is thinking of considering the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics or even astronomy, can you please tell us some fun facts about this course that you're doing?
Okay, fun facts. So I guess for my undergraduate, the most fun part was like being in a physics lab. That was so cool. I could just play with the equipment. It was, yeah, for me it was because the high school that I had actually went to didn't have like a physical lab where you could play with equipment. So for me, that was really exciting. But I think for astronomy, especially I guess when you go into your postgrad, the most exciting part is like how often you get to travel. Like astronomy is a global career, and like even currently I have collaborators from Italy, collaborators from the United Kingdom, collaborators even from India as well. So like within my postgrad studies, I've like had the opportunity to travel to so many countries and meet so many interesting people. And for me, that was just like, oh, wow, it was really amazing. If you do come into astronomy, you're going to travel a lot, which is like really fun. And I guess the best part is that people sponsor it. So you just pack your bags and you go visit. Of course, it's a working visit. You always have fun.
That was quite interesting, but we've sadly come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much to our guest speaker, Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana, who is holding a Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Pure Physics, as well as Astronomy. So, Sinenhlanhla, before I let you go, can you please tell us the best place for people to connect with you? Could be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Okay, yeah, I'm not very active on social media. So I guess the one place that I'm really active in is in Twitter. So it's SNE_Sikhosana. I'm also on Facebook, Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana, but yeah, I'm not very active. But I guess that's where people find me.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, you can also follow the Lerato Sakuli Foundation on Instagram, and also tell your friends to tell their friends to follow us at Lerato Sakuli Foundation, and also like our page on Facebook, which is Lerato Sakuli Foundation. You can also find us on Twitter and follow us at LSFNPO. You can also follow your host, Noglunga Majosi, on Instagram at Metigirl_Majosi. You can also find me on Facebook as a Mitzi Girl Majosi. Thank you so much to Ms. Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana for joining us today. Thank you to everyone for watching this video. Don't forget to comment or ask any questions that you have, or even request any career guidance that you want on the comment section. And the Lerato Sakuli Foundation will for sure attend to those questions. So be sure to like this video and share. Another note is, or another something to note is that from this day forward, or from this interview going forward, the Lerato Sakeli Foundation will be posting twice a week, every Tuesday and a Friday. So don't forget to tune in next week, Tuesday and a Friday, same time, same place for another exciting career guidance interview brought to you by the Lerato Sakeli Foundation. That's it from your speaker, Mrs. Sinenhlanhla Sikhosana, and myself, Noglunga Madzozi. On behalf of the Lerato Sakeli Foundation, good night.
Bye.